This is a tangle called Paradox. We begin with gratitude, grateful for the pen, the paper, our life, anything that we're grateful for and appreciative for. We put 4 dots with the pencil in each corner of the paper and make a border with lines, and then connect each corner, making 4 triangles. Then we go ahead and we ink that border. Now, to begin Paradox, you're going to want to be light with the pen. Begin at one edge, and when you start, kind of have the pen go along that line and then move a little bit out to grab the next line. And then when you start the next one, you're going to start where you ended, and then again start where you ended. Now, when you start coming to where you join more than one line, make sure you stop at that first line. So I'm going to go ahead and take off and land, and I'm going to take off and go right up against this prior line for a little bit, and then stop at that very first line. Don't cross the lines. And then just keep going and breathe. Be sure to relax your shoulders and unclench your jaw. If you're clenching your teeth or your jaw, make sure that you breathe, and make sure you're not squeezing the pen too tight and not putting too much pressure on the pen. So each time you're going to take off from the last line that you put down, and then when you draw that line to the other side, just make sure that you stop at the very first line and don't cross over the other lines. And if you have a piece of paper that is a tile that you can turn, it's much easier. This is an actual 3x5 inch Zentangle tile, so you can cut any piece of paper to that size or use whatever you have. You can use any paper, any pen, any blending tool that you have. And so now I need to mirror the other side. So in looking, I can do that 2 different ways. But what I'm going to do is start at the bottom of this and go up, and I can see that it's mirrored the other side. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did the last time. I'm going to take off and land, and every time I start, I'm going to start where the last one ended. And when I go to that other side, I'm going to stop at that first line. So as you can see, this is starting to make a fan at the end, and that's simply because I took a moment to align myself with the tangle and be sure that I was mirroring what was on the other side. And I'm going to do another tangle after this, showing what it looks like when you don't mirror the other side. So again, you're taking off wherever your last line ended, and then you're following down the next line a little bit, and then when you start to veer off, you're just going to stop at that very first line you come to and not cross it. And then just keep going in, and you're going to repeat these steps to all 4 of the triangles. And just make sure when you get to each separate triangle that if you're mirroring it, make sure that you're starting in the position that will mirror the tile that it's next to or across from. So kind of get your bearings when you figure this out. So for example, this one here, I'm going to start from the bottom and go up, because now it's mirroring just the other side. And now I'll kind of speed this up to go through this part. So make sure this whole time you're breathing. Light with the pen. It will really help with your line work. And always check in with yourself. Am I breathing? Am I holding my breath? And adjust those things if need be. So here's another tile of the same thing. And so I'm just going to go ahead and start anywhere and draw my line, and then I'm going to again, start from where that line ended and draw it across. And then I'm going to keep turning this tile, doing the same thing, being sure that once I get over to the other side, if there's more than one line, to stop at that very first line. And then start where you ended and just keep going, rotating the tile. For me, this very much gets me into like a meditative state, because I can't think of anything else when I'm doing this, which clears my mind, and I really enjoy. This is the way I began to realize that I could meditate, was doing this. And constantly, again, checking in with yourself. Where are you holding stress? If you're not holding your breath anymore, are you doing something different? Are you clenching your jaw? Are you holding the pen too tight? Or did you start pushing down too hard on the pen? Just kind of take note of those things and adjust based on what you're noticing. I am whispering a little bit because it's about 2 o'clock in the morning as I do this. So now we're going to do the opposite. We are not going to mirror. So normally if I would mirror and I was going to go right here, I would go from the bottom to the top if I was going to mirror. But since I'm not, I'm going to go from the bottom to the top of this one. And you'll see that now the wider end are on opposite sides. And again, the rest of it is all the same. I'm going to begin at the line where I ended. And then when I start to reach across and there's more than one line, I just want to be sure to stop at that first line so that I'm not crossing the lines. So I sped this up until here. So again, since we're going to not mirror, we're going to have the line border where the other side veered off. So just the opposite. And then again, the same thing. And you're going to do this with both of the other triangles. And just make sure you're still breathing light with the pen. Relax your shoulders. Are you comfortable? Are you notice anything else that's stress or tension? And what's great about this is even though you're not mirroring that kind of fan shape, you're making something else that looks really cool as well. So now for the shading. You can shade any way that you want to. It's kind of personal preference in the look you're going for. Here for the first paradox, I just put graphite like wherever all the points came together. On this second one, I kind of traced these cool patterns, and at the very end, I added quite a bit of fun. So I hope you enjoyed this. Check out my website, my Etsy shop. Hope to see you at a Zentangle class soon. They're every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and you can purchase the old classes as well and get the video link. So this is how Paradox turned out for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.